So let's talk about tinted windows on the 2024 Tacoma and some fines and things that I was a little surprised about that you could run into. These might be a little more specific to Texas, but you probably have similar fines in your area, so beware. First of all, I am in a 2024 Toyota Tacoma. This is the TRD Sport version. And every Tacoma that I've had, I've tinted the front two windows, not the windshield and not the rears. And you don't need to tint the rears beyond the front area because they come tinted from the factory. Unless, of course, you're looking to go really, really dark. I wasn't. I just wanted the truck to match. For me, the closest match I could find is right around 20%. And that's what I did on this truck. But is that legal? Now, one other thing I want to mention before we get into that, I always go with the 3M, I think it's called Color Fast or Color Match, something like that. It's definitely not the most expensive. It cost me $140 to do both windows. That's tax and everything all in. You can spend a lot more. You can go ceramic coating and all that. I've never really found that necessary. No reason to spend the extra money, in my opinion. So let's get to these fines. Is my truck now illegal? It is. Here in Texas, and it's really kind of low compared to other states, or at least Ohio, it's 25%. You have to let at least 25% of the light that's out there into your truck or you're illegal. In Ohio, it was, I think it was either 32 or 36%. So a lot more. And when you start getting closer to 50 or more, you start to wonder whether it's even worth it. Other than, of course, to kind of reduce some of the heat and stuff that comes in. So what's going to happen? Well, we had inspections, and I'll get to that in a minute here with fines and stuff. We had inspections in Columbus up until January 2025. Texas finally got rid of the inspection requirement. It is now gone. So no longer do we have to go to these little shops that are scattered all over the place and have somebody inspect your vehicle. And by the way, what that really was checking your turn signals, your lights, your horns, your tires. They would even take the vehicle for a ride, a lot of them, which must be rather nerve-wracking for people who own like supercars and things, right? We do have a few of those. How would you like to have somebody you don't know jump in your $500,000, I don't know, Lamborghini or Ferrari or whatever and take it for a cruise? Doesn't sound like a great idea to me. I don't know. Anyway, we no longer have that, so I don't have to worry about that here. Is it a primary offense? Well, you know, on any given day, I suppose it depends on what the police officer is feeling like. You know, are they going to pull you over simply for window tint? I kind of doubt it. However, if you get pulled over for something else that is a primary offense, like speeding, maybe an accident, maybe running a red light, not stopping at a stop sign, something like that, they can go ahead and start tacking things on, right? Like window tint. Now, what's the cost of this stuff? Here in Columbus, if you get fined for window tint, it's $201. Now, that is what, $61 more than I paid to have the window tint put on. Kind of a bummer, right? I think a lot of municipalities, though, they might ticket you and issue you a fix-it ticket, or you might just get a fix-it ticket. In other words, you've got to prove that you fixed the problem, remove the tint, and then you wouldn't have the fine. But I imagine you could probably get both. $201 here in Deep South Texas. This is Texas. What the heck? Next up, let's talk about a couple other fines, because when I was looking this up, I came across some other things. Improperly secured tailgate. Does this apply to a pickup truck? I mean, if I'm driving around and let's say that for some reason my tailgate lets loose, falls down, and I happen to be unlucky enough to be within the sight of a cop, is he going to pull me over and give me a ticket for this because my tailgate was not properly secured? And what if you happen to have one of those new electric tailgates, right? You know, the ones that you push the button on the side and it goes up or it goes down. What if that fails? Do you have recourse? Can you go back to Toyota and say, hey, I just got a ticket for improperly secured tailgate because your system let loose. I doubt it. You could try. Fine for that, $175. I wonder if that even applies to not having a tailgate on the back of a truck. Who knows? Next up, the old license plate thing, right? 2 license plate requirements. This really depends on what state you're in. When I lived in Ohio, they had, past tense, a 2 license plate requirement in the front and in the back. Shortly after I moved, of course, they got rid of that. No longer do you have to have 2 plates in Ohio, just 1 on the rear. And I used to hate that. Whenever you'd buy a new car, you had about a 50-50 chance of the dealership drilling holes in your nice new front bumper to put a license plate. I never ran license plates on vehicles that didn't come with holes already there, right? I took my chances. I never got pulled over. However, I do know people that have. So I guess you would say that that could be a primary offense, a reason for the police to pull you over within itself. Fine for that here in Texas is $201. Now, my wife on her Jeep Wrangler does not run a front license plate. She carries it with her. And I always thought we could use the excuse that we forgot. We've got the plate. Here it is. I'll get it on ossifer. No big deal. I don't know if that would work or not. Hard to say. Hopefully she never gets pulled over for that, because that would be a bummer. $201 gone for no reason, right? Lastly, expired or no safety inspection sticker. Now, I said in the beginning here that we no longer have safety inspections here in Texas. We don't. However, there is still a sticker, and I'm sure Texas is going to continue this, that once you pay your money, you'll get an updated sticker every year that you have to display in your window. So it still kind of applies to this, even though technically it's not an inspection sticker. It's probably going to be changed and called a registration sticker, I'm sure. Like in Ohio, where I used to live. We had a little square one that you put on your rear license plate. Fine for that, $189 if you're not running the right or a non-expired, which I think is going to believe is now going to be a registration sticker. Anyway, I just thought that was kind of interesting. There are several things, and there are several more. I didn't get into the real picky things. I wanted to keep it more Toyota Tacoma related, right? Even though these apply to several other vehicles. Leave a comment. Let me know if you've ever gotten busted for any of these things. And what do you go for with window tint on your Toyota Tacoma? I'd be curious to know. Thanks for watching. Stay safe out there. Bye.